Good morning. Welcome to Pieces Pat Paints. I'm Pat. I paint pieces on the internet. I just realized that my other camera is not where it's supposed to be. So I gotta fix that real quick. So I hope everybody else is having a great day. It's been a wild one for me. I went out and I was driving Uber because everybody gotta make a little bit of money. Things are expensive these days. So anyway, I was out driving Uber, right? And so I got caught behind like 3 different wrecks. It was like, oh my god. So it just that nightmare just kind of kept going and going and going. And then I finally do get almost to my house. And my neighbor is they're fixing his roof today. And so, the whole dang road is blocked off. Oh my. This day. Because they were unloading a semi or something. I don't know. Anyway, all that's over and done with. And I got that back on here. I gotta get it aimed properly. Get it aligned just right, I suppose. There we go. I get all these things loose so they can function. There we go. I was trying filming some different stuff, which is good in a way, and I guess bad in a way. I don't know. I guess you could look at it either way, any way you wanted to. This seems to be annoying, but that's all right. All right, let's see. I'll turn that on. Get this set. There we go. That's good enough. That's good enough. So, anyway. Almost got this. This pillar is getting close to being done. And these do look really nice. Solid pieces of resin. Alright. We've got everything dried off now. So what we want to do is we want to start bringing some of the colors back now that our wash is dry. Well, it's pretty flippin' bright today. I don't know why it feels so bright. Well, it usually doesn't feel as bright in my eyes. And this is that yellow ochre again. We're just kind of bringing it back in places where it might, where the scale isn't. Especially places where the light is going to hit it more. Yeah, as it kind of comes down here, we may let it go. I love yellow ochre. It's one of my favorite yellows. It's always such a great earth tone. I was watching this thing yesterday, I think it was yesterday, about like color tones and changes and like pigments and the way pigments work, or historically like how pigments have come about. So for like a long time, because I was looking at the phthalo stuff, so for like a long time, most colors were just browns, right? Because that's what we had. We had like all sorts of different types of browns and reddish colors, reddish browns, and yellows, and things like that, earthy tones. And then they started being able to make all these other colors later. And when that came in, it really kind of changed the scene. This is that raw umber. I'm really just trying to catch the tops of these scales. Yeah, this is a little overkill, you know. I'm going an extra mile. You don't have to do all of it this way. You know, you do it your own way. That's what's so cool about art, I think, is like you kind of get to make your own choices. You don't have to make a green snake. You can make a purple snake. That's up to you. You can make a blue snake. Make a red snake. We might make a red snake. Do a little bit of shading. Always trying to add in some shading. And one of the reasons I really like using raw umber for that shading here is that it's a little bit more of a natural tone, so it definitely brings out a more natural look. You can see how our light's kind of coming down. It's going to hit this side, and as it turns, we're going to lose that light right here. So we want to make sure that's shaded in. It got a little dry. You got to come back alive. Same sort of thing here. We really want to try to make sure we're getting where that light is going to hit. You can really see here where that shade from our umber wash really paid off. Really focusing on our highlights, the very tops of these things, where the light is going to hit it. And let all my other stuff just stay there it is. We still got to figure out this hand. I got to get another one where kind of a weapon sounds really cool. Giving him another sword or something. But he's already got one sword in the scabbard, so it's like maybe he's got one with like a little knife, like sacrificial dagger kind of thing. That'd be fun, right? to get a fly trap. I put some other ones in the other parts of the house and they seem to be doing well. Now they're hiding in here. That's how it always goes. Get them out of one place and they come into another. There's so much rain. Usually by now we're not dealing with as many flies out here, even in the country. It's just been raining. All that water gives them plenty of room to breed. The semi's finally pulling out that had the whole neighborhood hemmed up. I had to go in the other. I had to like back around and go the other way. It's so brutal. It's funny. Bunch of little, I don't even know what all this is. That's definitely a sword, and it looks like a potion bottle. Definitely some sort of potion, some sort of bottle. I guess I don't know that it's a potion bottle, but I'm gonna pull out some sort of leather color. More browns. So that's a burnt sienna. It's like a nice rusty red color. Should look good as any of the leather bits we need. I think this stuff is literally just hanging off of this chain. I'm not sure what that's even supposed to be. Where's my old man glass? Now, how the hell did I misplace a giant magnifying glass? There it is. Some sort of, I don't know, maybe a different kind of potion holder, something. I know this needs to be yellow though. There we go. And then we'll use that dark silver we got out a while back. These changed. Golly, the light is just glaring right in my face. Must have moved it or something. Maybe it's the cats. It's usually not this bad. Maybe my eyes are just weary from the. I was out working early this morning. Then I was driving in the sun a lot today. This is either some sort of crystal or some other type of vial. It's really hard to see exactly what it is. Just real carefully go over it. Now, I mean, you could call it all done now if you really wanted to. I mean, well, you need the book and stuff, but I like coming back and really giving that last little bit of highlight. Especially on things made out of bone. Also gives you a chance to any place where maybe you overpainted with another color, or maybe your wash that just didn't sit right, or you can go ahead and get a lot of that stuff corrected by doing this. And you can always tone it down again too. You can always just drop another little bit of wash on there if you felt like maybe you'd overdone it. I said, it can seem super tedious, but if you don't like super tedious stuff, I definitely don't recommend you get into miniature painting. Maybe just watch, play the games, you know. Because if you're not into tedious work, your painting them is not going to be your jam, and that's totally cool. I mean, there's plenty of people that are players out there that just like to see cool minis. And actually, I take that back. There's products now where even if you are kind of like you're in a hurry, you can get some pretty cool effects with like these speed paints where you're just kind of painting them on real quick, and it just dries in the recesses in a certain way. And they used to have this stuff where you could just like dip it, like you put a zenithal highlight on there, and then you just dipped it into this paint color, and it came out, and it colored your stuff. Because some people just want to play the game. Some people just want to get in. They don't really want to spend all this time painting miniatures, which is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If there weren't for players, we wouldn't have the stuff to paint for the game. So I'm definitely not one of those people that's like, oh, you should paint all your own stuff. I think that's kind of ridiculous. Not everybody has time for that. Alright, this is gold. Or bangles. So we got to replace that one hand. I got to figure out what I want on there. But honestly, I'm glad, because the spellbook looks way better over here. It had to have been a mistake I made. It had to have been something I did. I must have misunderstood it, or I don't know. But it definitely got glued on there wrong. I don't know what happened. Sometimes I get ahead of myself, and I make little silly mistakes like that. But here's a good reason. You can see here there's a good reason why I was kind of leery of doing it gold or bronze. Because like you can't really, you're not really gonna, the gold isn't gonna stand out like another metallic color would have. But then again, it's like, well, he's some sort of priest. I'm pretty sure he'd be rocking gold and stuff. I guess filigree, this should be gold. I don't know, I'm trying to do that. I'm really trying to just use the edge of the brush, right? I'm not trying to get the tip up. I'm trying to kind of set it on the edge and pull the edge up and down around it. We can always come back and clean up anything we did with the turquoise. Give it its second coat while we're at it. Deep press, bold strokes. Alright, almost gold. We're definitely going to make the wrap a different color, but for now, we get a little gold on it, that'll be alright. A little bit of that blue right back in between to separate those gaps. Gold for the pommel. always good to take short breaks every now and again. If you ever feel like tingleness in your fingers or anything like that, take a break. It means your nerves are being overloaded. You've got some sort of tension in your hand, and your nerves they're not getting the kind of oxygen and blood flow that they need. So you need to stop and then stretch your hands out. I feel like I have to do it more and more as I get older. But I've always done it. It's always been something I've tried to stay on top of. Okay. I'm going to bring some of this leather back because this brown is a great color. This is a burnt sienna. This is the burnt sienna. Raw. And it's got, like I said, it's got a nice kind of brown leather wrap color. I usually use the burnt or raw sienna for leathers. The raw sienna, they've got that little bit more of that suede brown. It's a little different. Should get like something crazy color for the color of that potion. I don't know what yet. There's the cork. Definitely feel like this eye should be turquoise. No, bronze. I already have bronze out. It's pearl. Yep. Should be able to get all of this stuff wrapped up, and then we'll come back tomorrow and we'll do the book and stuff. Hopefully I've got it hand printed by then, or I figured out what I want to do with it. Alright, so here you gotta be real careful here. Because an accidental overpaint would be a huge problem. Very carefully, very slowly and gently. Make sure to keep breathing your way through it all. Very gently. So, it's kind of fun to have the gold and the bronze, because it really helps you see the difference in the two colors. Now these are 3 skulls on either side. They look like bird skulls. They're not big enough to be like humanoid. Get out of there, thumb. My thumb was stuck in there. It was weird. Yeah. Starting to look proper. See, it goes right there. There's where it is. I was wondering. Those are his scales. There's scales on the back of his. Where'd my Thalo go? It's just here. Like, for real though, I was just using it yesterday. My goal to clean up my house, my workstation more and more. I'm not fulfilling that goal as much as I wanted to. Alright, so this is scale. Cool. We can gold that bangle. More green to these. It looks super dark under there. Hey, pop in real quick to say hello. Work's kind of hectic. It's McBeardsly. The only one handling all of it at the moment. Yeah, I figured you were going to be out of pocket most of this week, brother. No worries. I'm glad you stopped by, though. Appreciate it. That's dedication there, y'all. That's dedication. Appreciate you. I really am. So I'm going to show, here in a second, I'll show you guys what else I'm working on. Because I finally got working on this thing I told y'all I was going to do a long time ago. Yeah, everyone's out of town. Yeah, the business does not stop. Yeah, you got to stay on top of your part, at least enough of it to keep it floating. But yeah, it gets hectic when you're there pretty much all by yourself. Even if it is a little slowed down or something, like it's crazy. People don't understand anymore. Like they don't give grace, I think, as much as we used to. We used to give each other a lot more grace. When it came down to, hey, I'm short-handed, I'm trying to get this done. Seems like everybody's a little too pushy nowadays. So I said, be very careful, take your time, keep a good eye on what you're doing. And yes, it is tedious, but if you take your time and knock them all out, it will really, really look great. Oh, if you just join us, give us a like, subscribe if you like what you're seeing. Trying to get ourselves to 500 so we can get YouTube to pay for stuff. Love to get YouTube to pay for cameras and things. That'd be nice. I'm not trying to make any like money here, but it definitely would be cool to be able to like I said, get YouTube to pay for some upgrades to the camera systems and stuff. Maybe even pay for paint. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Alright, so we're going to kind of get in here and do a little bit of... I'm just trying to white this mouth out a little bit so we can get the fleshy color we want. Because we're going to want a nice pinky fleshy tone. And that will take forever against black. So, put a little white in there. We get that. We can probably get to that to tomorrow. Because we're rolling up on 11. We usually end at 11. Even though I was running late today. Might work a little long. Really got to start making sure we've got, see it right in here, is this little space that should be bone colored. And you've got it, that's part of the, it's almost like quality check if you're working assembly line. You want a quality check at the end. And we got a little, like a little part to his harness. I kind of want to do that. Turquoise. Oh yeah, yeah. That's a great look. Just to give it another little change of a color. Because your blues and greens are always going to look great up against the yellows and the golds. Blues and greens just kind of like them. And so does red to an extent. So we could have easily done a lot of red accents here if we'd been feeling it. It would have totally worked out. All this stuff here is hard to see. I do think that ring comes through right there. People also can't grasp the concept of time and patience. Yeah. People's expectation on time is really weird. Yeah, they tell them that it's going to take 2 weeks, and they're calling you after 2, or 4 weeks is calling you after 2. That's it. We've forgotten that little part of it where it's like, don't ascribe malice to a situation simply because it's not going your way. And I see that a lot where people are like, oh, well, this company screwed me. And they're like, well, okay, when you break it down, they told you it was going to be, 4 weeks. And you're telling me they screwed you after 2? Well, that's not right, because they told you. But yeah, we as a society have kind of lost that plot a little bit. Give people a little bit more grace, a little bit more, understanding that everybody's dealing with something, I think a lot of us forgot that little lesson. We got taught that when we were kids, and then it's like it kind of went away. Kind of like the detailing on this sword went under the back, and it's just kind of not there. It looked great on the front. Kind of coming over some of this gold again a couple times. Really want to make sure it's standing out. Make sure we've got all these bangles nice and clean. Probably have to do, when we figure that hand out, we'll complete that one. He's got some sort of weird, is that glue? That might be glue. They calling me? Somebody from Shawnee. I don't know anybody in Shawnee. Probably doctors. I take it like I do know one person in Shawnee, and that is a doctor's office. But I don't know if that's I don't know if that was my doctor or not. Honestly, I probably should. I should probably pay attention to whether it's my doctor. I definitely don't. But my phone's just buzzing like crazy. Popular this morning. I saw something yesterday. It really tickled me. It said we need more gaffers, and I was like, man, if that ain't it, well, this world definitely needs more gaffers. And I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna gaffer it up, man. I'm gonna start being like, that movie's too dark. Somebody ought to brighten it up. Like, I can't see anything. I was cracking up, man. This guy had me laughing, had me rolling about it. Absolutely rolling. For those of you who don't know, Gaffer is like a specific type of uncle or grandfather. He's the kind of one that's always like, you know, wait a minute. Don't go poking your head in there. You're going to get bit. Don't go wandering around and spreading falsehoods. Because somebody will come spreading falsehoods for you. Don't go out looking for trouble. You know, those are gaffers. Totally need to be that guy. Totally need to be one. I'm not sure if these are like baby bird skulls or baby snake skulls or like little baby human skulls or I don't even know. They're definitely skulls of some sort. Doctors' offices are usually responsible. They should leave you a message. Yeah, they should, being the key word. You know, whether they did or not, who knows? Who really knows? All right. Well, hey, I did pretty good. I made it up to we only missed 15 minutes off the day, which isn't bad for really like crazy bad traffic today. It was nuts. I definitely hope everybody stays safe today, because good lord. All right, so we got to do the spell effects. We got to do the book. We got this thing, whatever the heck that's supposed to be. And the potion bottle, his mouth. Oh, whatever we decide to put on it. On his deal. But it's getting there. It's getting there. You're looking pretty snazzy. We'll have him up on the spin in no time. Oh, and I promise you that. So yeah. Here's our progress on our giant. And I think I'm gonna do like a time lapse kind of thing. I'm gonna just like keep recording as I'm painting it, and then like do a time lapse. I think that might be something people dig. Because, like, I don't know, tutorial stuff seems to me like this would be the easy way to learn tutorials. So, like, because you can question and answer. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have, like, things that I don't do tutorial work on. I'm going to do off, or I'm going to still record it, but then I'm going to publish it differently. Well, and these things are so long, Beardsley, that, like, that giant is going to be... It'll be a 10 minute long video on time lapse. So I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna look. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what it looks. We're definitely gonna change some things. I'm trying to learn how the YouTube thing works. I'm trying to come up with some new ideas, different kind of concepts, and things to kind of help grow the channel. Like I said, it'd be super cool if we could get to where like YouTube was paying for the channel to do things. That way, I don't have to pay for it myself out of my pocket. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. And that takes you guys. You guys doing the liking, the subscribing, the commenting, you know, all those things. That definitely helps push my stuff out there in the algorithm. And as you know, we'll keep improving. We'll keep getting things better. You know, yeah, one little bit at a time, right? Which is good. That's what we want to see. Anyway. You guys are awesome. I love all of you. Thanks for watching. For anybody who made it by. I think we were up to like, I don't know. I started watching it over. I started putting it on my phone over here and just letting it roll to give myself more like hours, I guess. I suppose I could cheat and make some bots, but I don't really know how to do that. So anyway, but I looked over there at one point in time, and there were several people watching, like 5, I think, or something. That's a lot for us. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Take care of somebody else. Be good. Be good to yourselves. Be good to others. Be nice. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully more on time. But we'll see. You never know. Traffic is always crazy. If I decide to go out driving in the morning, and it's always kind of a hustle to get back. But I like the money. I think I made like $100 this morning doing it, like driving people around for 4 hours. Can't beat that, right? Anyway, we'll talk to you later. Bye.